Look who's here. Look who's here. Hello. This is Luna, and I decided to bring Luna along today to offset some of the bad news that we're going to share. So here's a moment of cute just to get us started this morning. Are you ready, Luna? Do you want to go back to your perch? She looks so excited. It's not even funny. Okay, there you go. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we're looking for good feelings, where we're sharing headlines and stories from our city, our state, and our country, where we are just so happy to see you, and where we're enjoying the fact that it is Saturday. Yes, enough of that. Otherwise, we'll get a copyright strike from YouTube and things don't happen the way we want them to. How is everybody this morning? It is the weekend. I am so excited that the weekend is here because I have exciting plans. What am I going to do this weekend? Very little. I will go out for a walk. I will go out and get some groceries, and I will more than likely just chill. And I'm looking forward to know what you're going to be doing this weekend. But before we do that, we welcome everyone. We welcome our friends from YouTube that join us later on in the day. We welcome comments and suggestions from everyone. We welcome those of you that are watching live for the first time. If this is your case, feel free to let us know by simply writing the word new in your comment, and we'll give you a nice little welcome throughout the program. If you have something really important that you wish to share, adding a capital letter Q always helps us notice your remark during the comment section later on. Let's get started. We begin with excellent news as we learn that a new sculpture is coming to the Malecón near Plaza Lázaro Cárdenas, and it will be a donation by local sculptor Jim the Metro, who is seen here making a statement about this wonderful news. The Metro is well known for his three other sculptures located along the Malecón. Those would be the Xutla dancers, which can be enjoyed near Los Arcos Amphitheater. Then there's the Koala ladies doing their laundry located against the Molino de Agua condominiums. And finally, the now iconic donkey located at Plaza Lázaro Cárdenas. The new sculpture is worth 1.5 million pesos, and it will be another donkey, and a funny one for that matter. Titled Salud, the new sculpture features a donkey sitting down with a margarita cocktail in its hand, and it will feature an adjoining space for visitors and locals to sit down and raise their glass in kind. With this work, the artist hopes to contribute to the preservation of Mexican culture, which is rapidly changing here in Puerto Vallarta. And this is great news. I look forward to having a conversation with Jim, whom I've known since my Vallarta Lifestyles years, to learn more details about this new and wonderful project. Now, this next bit of news makes me wonder if I should get my snarky in check. Because it made me laugh. The headline is First Aeromexico Flight Lands in Tepic, and the photograph chosen to illustrate this news by the paper is this cute photograph of Governor Navarro Quintero holding an Aeromexico plane. And of course, my snarky went there, and I thought to myself, was it such a small flight that the governor could hold the plane in his hands? As you know, Governor Navarro Quintero has been trying to claim Nayarit's identity by changing the names of cities and trying to build a larger airport so that Nayarit tourists are taken care of in Nayarit, not in Puerto Vallarta, and so forth and so on. And of course, plans were revealed recently to transform the Tepic airport into a state-of-the-art facility with a new control tower, a new terminal, and runway extensions. Of course, this is no news. Governor Quintero has the intention to promote and convert the new airport as the one chosen by visitors whose final destination is Riviera Nayarit. Now, how convenient is that going to be for those people coming to Nuevo Nayarit when you consider that it takes 2 hours to get from Tepic to that part of the state? Is a mystery, but we'll just have to wait and see. President López Obrador keeps getting fact-checked about fentanyl production in Mexico after vehemently denying that Mexico produces the drug or that it is a problem in Mexico. Mexico's 2020 Atlas of Security and Defense revealed that by 2017, there was already a sizable production of fentanyl in the country, and there were 220 confiscations of it between 2017 and 2019. And it was since then that fentanyl was cataloged as a threat to public health in Mexico. Yes, it is true that a lot of the fentanyl problem that happens from Mexico is a drug that comes from China, as I have learned this morning. But the fact is that Mexico has a fentanyl problem, and there is no denying that. Now, moving right along, we always, or more often than not, I try to choose not to feature troubling news here at Coffee and Headlines, particularly where they don't relate to our everyday life experience here in Puerto Vallarta. But this one has had me shocked throughout the week, and it has to do with bullying. I might as well put it out there because it's bound to hit international news at one point or another. Young Norma Lisbeth, a 14-year-old girl, suffered frequent bullying at school due to the unusual color of her skin. The school was aware of this. Her few friends knew about it. So did her sister. So did her mother. Back on February 21st, she was challenged to a fight by one of her classmates, another girl her same age, named Sahara. So Norma agreed to show up, if anything, to try to stop the bullying once and for all. The fight took place near the school where both girls attended in Teotihuacan, near Mexico City. Now, instead of stopping the fight, other students chose to film it with their cell phones, cheering on Sahara, the aggressor. There was blood, and what didn't become readily apparent is that 14-year-old Sahara was not hitting with her fists. She had rocks in her hands. 5 days ago, Norma Lisbeth was at home and suddenly lost consciousness. She was transported by her family to the nearest hospital, but by the time they arrived, she was pronounced dead. An autopsy quickly revealed that the cause of death was head trauma. An order to apprehend the girl and her mother ensued, and even though they ran away, the young girl was captured last night and was taken into custody and is now awaiting murder charges. And all of this is very, very sad no matter how you look at it. The school director was obviously dismissed. The fact that other students chose to cheer the fight and film it instead of stopping it is troubling. The upbringing that this girl, the aggressor, had at her home was troubling, and the lack of action by the school or the parents of the now deceased girl is also troubling. And again, this is not the kind of news that we choose to feature here, but I think it is important to know that bullying is a horrible thing, and it happens, and it can happen like right in front of our noses. So if you know of something of the sort going on in your surroundings, don't wait. Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Now, let's take a look at our weather forecast. Is this the last time you'll ever see the sun? I'm not telling. Well, I'm not either. It is 28 degrees right now. Humidity is very, very low at 27%. So this looks like a perfect day to be out and about. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 82 degrees. Our forecast for today says we will enjoy a clear day with a high of 31 and a low of 19. Tomorrow, Sunday, will be a clear day with a high of 30 and a low of 19. And we will begin the work week with another clear day, a high of 31 and a low of 18. Not a bad time to go and enjoy the city, to go and enjoy the Raicilla Festival, or whatever it is that you have planned to do today. Now, moving right along, and before we get into our comment section, I want to let you know that our governor, Enrique Alfaro, is once again glowing after Guadalajara, our capital city, got another major nod by an international publication, and he shared the link, and I quickly went looking for it, and this time around, it was Time magazine that featured Guadalajara as part of their World Greatest Places 2023 feature. The article opens with the following statement. The birthplace of mariachi and tequila, Mexico's second largest city is committed to its past while embracing a future where all are welcome. Known for holding one of Latin America's largest gay pride parades, this November, it becomes the first Latin American destination to host the Gay Games, a worldwide sporting event held every 4 years. There are 49 other cities throughout the world that were showcased in the article, but the only two featured from our country were Guadalajara and Mexico City. And last but not least, because again, I want to leave you with a good feeling before we dive into our comments, I want to let you know that our resident squirrel mother squirrel has been branching out. We learned that Christy is now nursing some little kittens that appeared at her home, I believe. I forget what the details were, but Christy kindly sent me this beautiful photograph of the kittens, and they are truly, truly gorgeous. If you were coming to Mexico soon, you're not hearing this, Luna, but Christy, if you were coming to Mexico soon, I would love it if you would schlep one of those babies to me. Imagine me being the father of one of Christy's kids. That would be absolutely wonderful. Oh, okay. Enough of that. Let's take a look at the chit chat and see what you guys are up to this morning. Lots of great good mornings that I absolutely love to showcase. Den is happy because daughter arrives a week from today. This is so exciting. That's wonderful to hear. Judy reports Cepal finally turned our water on this morning. A nice shower is in order. Way to go. Way to go. Lots of cheers for Luna. Thank you very much for that. There's a queue. I understand Monday is a holiday. What is the holiday? Holiday on Monday, Chris, is the birth of Benito Juarez. And Benito Juarez was a president of Mexico and a really important one. We talked about this 2 or 3 days ago. Check out the show notes for a little section that we featured on why Benito Juarez is important to us. Now, his birthday is on the 21st, which is actually Tuesday, but it is observed on Monday. So do expect that banks and other public offices will be closed on Monday. Let's see what else we have. Our resident raicilla connoisseur is chilling with his own raicilla stash. Hello, Albert. It's great to read you. Maybe, just maybe, next year you should extend your vacation to include the Raicilla Festival. Just saying. Let's see. The new sculpture sounds wonderful, doesn't it? I love these sculptures where public intervention is encouraged because they make for great photo ops and they're just great promotion. Let's see. This story is so sad. I read it today. Again, when stories become so large that they become unavoidable, it is only worthwhile to give the context when we have it. And again, Gary, I've been reading about this throughout the whole week, and I've gone from feeling frustration to rage to all kinds of sad feelings. It is just terrible that things like that happen. Let's see. Hello, Mateo. Where I agree with AMLO is that everybody in the United States concentrates on the risk of fentanyl crossing the Mexican border, but they never talk about its distribution route once it is in the United States. What about the cartels in that country or in Canada? Silence. Well, I agree with you, but again, these are politics that have to do with other countries. And, for the health of our broadcast, we try to keep those discussions to a minimum. But you are absolutely right. There is a Mexican saying that says, dirty clothes stay at home, la ropa sucia se lava en casa. And everybody should take care of their own problems at home first and foremost. Let's see what else we have. Oh, lots of questions about the kittens. Even Christy says, would love for you to be the father of one of my children. Luna, you are not hearing that. You are still the grand dame of this house, but I've never closed the door to that possibility. Oh my goodness, what a great question. Paco, is there recourse parents have when the school or parents don't intervene to stop the bullying? And I'm going to stop at the comment here in the US for a couple of reasons. First of all, let me take this in order. Is there a recourse? Well, there are institutions and resources in place. I'm not an expert, but clearly these things fail. And I don't think Mexico is the only place where they fail. Every time I've read about gun issues at schools in the United States, for example, something must be failing for these things to happen. And again, when I start reading a phrase that starts with here in the United States, don't get offended, Gary, but I appreciate the fact that the comparison is enticing. Every country handles these things differently. The United States has its solutions. Any other country has their solutions. I think the one thing that we all have in common, regardless of where we're from, has to do with the frustration we feel when too little happened too late. Back to Mexico, DIF, Desarrollo Integral de la Familia, we mentioned about this organization. It is mentioned frequently here at Coffee and Headlines, is supposed to be the first stop for anything that has to do with domestic violence, bullying, so forth and so on. But are these organizations well-staffed, well-educated, and well-prepared professionally to deal with these things? I'm not going to say yes or I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to say that this is part of the problem. There's not much that I can tell you other than that, but I appreciate your concern. Your concern about this issue. Yes. Okay, back. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. St. Patrick's Day. Oh, yes, yes. Well, St. Patrick's Day came and went. I'm glad that those of you that have it important in your priorities had a good time. Albert says next year I will be there for the Raicilla Festival. Another benefit to extending the stay. Good for you. We have a sombrero bearing Rob Lord greeting Pacos, Luna, and Cluster from sunny San Diego. It's been a long winter. Dreaming of Puerto Vallarta. All the sculptures of PB are captivating. They are such a beautiful thing to look at, the Malecón sculptures. All of us that live here locally know about that, know about the sculpture tours, and it is part of the things that we all should do at one point or another if we consider ourselves English-speaking locals. Taking a tour of the sculptures is definitely a must. And a must is to end our broadcast. We've reached the end of your comments. We've reached the beginning of my weekend. Yay. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. I hope you catch up on your favorite TV shows. I'm finally going to have the courage to dive into The Last of Us on HBO. My friends have all been captivated by it. I had been waiting for the whole season to be available. And I will also continue my latest addiction, bracelets. Yes, I can't stop making them. So go stay busy, go stay happy, go stay healthy. Take care of your friends. And it's nice to, I will leave with this one. Gary says, had not heard of DEEF. Not offended at all. Thank you very much, Gary. I understand that sometimes it's difficult to see things with a local perspective, and that is why here at Coffee and Headlines, we endeavor to try to bring awareness of the way things live and work, and how we think and feel and go about doing things here in Mexico. I'm rambling, which means it's time to go. Have a great weekend.